Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show for Friday, June 5th, 2015. Today we have several important topics to talk about, eBay related of course. We're going to talk about several experiments that I've conducted, which I'm going to show you in detail as to what I'm referring to regards to shipping and sponsored searches. We're also going to discuss the China sellers, more about them. We're going to discuss how our eBay store categories have mysteriously disappeared, and many other eBay topics that will come up during the video. Please watch the entire video, or at least listen to it, because there are a lot of important points I want to cover today. To do a rehash from last week's video, and before I even start with the rehash, let me point out to you guys that it is freaking freezing out. You're not going to believe this. It's the first week of June, and right now it is 54 degrees. Unfreaking believable. Earlier in the week we had monsoons, we had downpours, and we had 49 degrees. They're saying it's 25 to 30 degrees colder than it should be this time of year. It's insane, and there's no end in sight. I'm used to the clouds and the rain. That I'm used to. But these freaking cold temperatures in June, it's just pitiful. June is a notoriously rainy month here in the Northeast. But again, these cold temperatures are just uncalled for. But anyway, enough about that. Let's get started. I read your comments with last week's video, and they were really good. A lot of important information there. A lot of you guys have been complaining that you're unusually slow, that you're not doing very well in sales and this kind of thing. And we'll touch on that a little bit later. As far as returns and cancellations, that goes basically across the board. Some of you guys get quite a few, some of you guys say you don't get any. You know, one of the reasons for the cancellations is that eBay is promoting our competition's items cheaper than ours. And again, I've got a big surprise for you shortly about that. So that explains that. This week has been relatively decent for me. I've had no returns, no cancellations. Sales have been decent. The weird thing that happened, and this really freaked me out, it never happened to me in all my years on eBay, but on Tuesday afternoon or evening, let's say between the hours of, I think 4 and 6, I had 9 sales in a row in a 2-hour period. That never happens. Now, I don't know if they were playing spin the bottle and my account was turned on to the max, but for those 2 hours, it was just super great. But when it hit 6 p.m., I did not make another sale for approximately 24 hours. It mystifies me how I can make 9 sales in a 2-hour period and then 24 hours go by and I make nothing. I mean, I just don't know what to attribute that to. It really freaked me out. But alright, let's get started with some new information and some updated information. For you eBay store owners, listen up. There is a major glitch going around where our store categories are not showing up. This started actually weeks ago, but it was a hit and miss thing. Sometimes our categories would show and sometimes they wouldn't. They stopped showing entirely on Wednesday. Alright? And that makes it hard for me, especially when I do my listings, and hard for you guys too, I would think. And I'm going to do a real quick screenshot tutorial in a minute. But before we get to that, one other thing we're going to do in the tutorial is we're going to talk about eBay promoting our competition's items that are usually cheaper than ours. Mainly cheap China crap, but not always cheap China crap. I discovered something purely by accident that boggled my mind, and it's going to boggle yours too, about how they are promoting other sellers' items, our competition, in our listings, right under them. So I know it's going to be kind of hard to understand here on camera, so we're going to do a cutaway now to a tutorial I made earlier that I think will explain everything. So let's do that right now, and after that, I'll be back. Okay guys, here I want to show you two eBay glitches. And once I'm done showing you them, I'd like you to perform an experiment on your own accounts and see what you come up with. Right now I'm signed into my eBay account, and that's important. I'm going to click on my store icon, and on the left side now I'm going to scroll down, and you'll notice all my categories are gone. Alright, there is nothing except other. This is a known eBay glitch. It's been going on for some time, and it's quite annoying. There should be several hundred categories under there, and I have nothing. And this is affecting every single eBay store owner, bar none. If you don't think it's affecting you, try it right now. Try the little experiment. And this is a known issue, and it still has not been fixed. The thing about it that I find most annoying is when I want to relist something, what I usually do is I go here to categories. Like if I want to list a Cadillac DeVille hub, I would just find the Cadillac category, subheading DeVille. I'd click on one of the items and then click on Sell Similar and get started. But now it's a lot harder. I have to actually go into my store and do a search right here. Okay? Now, that's a minor annoyance. Hopefully they'll get this fixed. I think they will. All right? Now I want to show you something else. We talked in last week's video about eBay promoting our competition right on our item. Right on our listing, they're promoting competition. But I discovered something else a little bit more. Now, right now I'm signed into my account, and I chose this item at random. All right, it's for a 1996 to 98 wheel center hubcap. Now, if you scroll down, this is my actual listing. Okay? Everything seems normal. No problem there. All right? Sponsored links. Now, you'll notice that they're all for things other than my hub, right? I have no problem with this at all. But guess what? This is not the way it always appears. Right now, I'm signed into my account. Let's play a little experiment here and see what happens if I sign out. All right? I am now signed out of my account. I am going to paste the same exact item number in there. And let's see what we get now. All right? Look at this. The same exact item that I am selling is right on my listing. This is not the sponsored searches. We'll get to that in a second. This is right in my listing. Look. Mine's $39.95 with free shipping. Here's one for $34.99, but he's charging shipping. Here's one for $29.99, but I'm willing to bet that's an aftermarket one. I'm almost sure of it. These I know are aftermarket, guaranteed. All right? This one wants $82 for his. He's a little bit high. But the point is, these four items are in direct competition with what I'm selling, and this is wrong on eBay's part. Dead wrong. Dead fitchin' wrong. And it upsets me greatly. Let's go scroll down a little bit. See what they got. Look at this. Now, earlier I showed you these items were in the sponsored search, and that's fine. But here again, all these hubs, this one here, which looks like mine, but it's really different, and this one here is aftermarket. These are the cheap China crap right here. And this is China crap, China crap, China crap, China crap. All right? You see what they're doing? All right? I want to go through this again, just to get you guys to understand. When you're signed in, everything looks kosher. But when you sign out and go on as a regular person, you're going to see all similar items to yours promoted under the listing that you're paying for. This is the kind of thing that highly upsets me. How do you feel about it? All right, let's get back to the regular video now. Okay guys, you saw the tutorial. What do you think? You saw the screenshots. The glitch is one thing. I mean, I understand things will happen. I'm not a code slinger. I wouldn't know how to go about fixing that problem. Hopefully somebody in their IT department will get it together and get that working for us. I accept that. Things happen, all right? But the second thing, did you see the difference between when I was signed on and when I was not signed on? When we're signed on, it's not as obvious how they're promoting our competition. But when we sign off, it's very obvious. This, I'll put my name on this. This is why our sales are a lot slower. Because people are clicking on our listings intending to buy. They look at our item, and in our listing, not sponsored searches, guys, no, our listing, eBay is promoting our competition, which is mainly the China sellers, at a cheaper price. So we are paying for the exposure these other sellers are getting. I think it's freaking ridiculous. Like I said in the video, why are they fishing around? I don't freaking get it. I don't. Why would they do such a thing? Rarely am I mystified, but I'm mystified right now. I would like every one of you guys watching this video, please guys, don't do it for me, do it for you. Sign on to your eBay account. I want you to perform the same experiment I did. Click on one of your items at random, all right? Hopefully something that's kind of commonplace, like my Ford wheel cap was. Look at it from your point of view as an eBay seller. Scroll down, see how everything looks, then sign off your account completely. Then cut and paste that same item in the URL and see how it looks, and tell me if eBay is not saturating your listing that you're paying for with the competition's items. Ridiculous. Once you do that, please comment below on your findings. Very important. I want to know your findings. Do you agree with what I have said and what I've shown you? I want to know. Do you agree? What are your findings and what are your opinions on this matter? I'm not going to rant on it anymore. I'm going to leave that to you guys to rant in the comments section below. Now, another experiment I've been conducting for several months is the shipping experiment. I have almost 1,100 items listed, all with free shipping. However, as you know, there's been some question as to whether items with free shipping get as high a placement in Google search as items with paid shipping. So about 3 months ago, I mentioned to you guys in a video, I took some of my items at random with no rhyme or reason, and I decided to charge for shipping. What I did was, I was doing bulk editing, and I checked off one whole column of items at random, let's say 20 items. And I decided to charge for shipping on those 20 or 25 items a nominal fee of $3 approximately, between $3 and $5. I don't care if it was a big box of hubs, okay, big box, or a small little piece like this. No matter what it was being charged between $3 and $5 shipping, okay, even though the shipping was of course going to be more. And I now have the results for you. And the results are surprising. I made an unbelievable amount of sales on the paid shipping items. An unusually high amount. For instance, as I said, I have around 1,100 items total listed. And I have, let's say, 20 or 25 with paid shipping. Out of those 20 or 25, I've sold probably 15. 15 out of 25 is a high percentage compared to what I've sold out of the 1,100 that I'm giving free shipping, which leads me to believe, in my opinion, items that you're charging for shipping are getting a higher placement search in Google. That's just my opinion from my little experiment. The experiment will continue. All the items that I have paid shipping on will continue to be paid shipping. if I find the results are skewed even further toward the paid shipping items, I may have to go back to paid shipping for more of my items. Nothing I can do. The idea is to make the sale. I am still a top-rated seller with 100% positive feedback. I have a very good DSR rating, and I've really had no problems. A lot of you guys consider me an eBay fanboy, and rightly so. I'm not going to sit here and lie or say I'm not, because I am. I am still a fan of selling on eBay, and I encourage all you guys to do it too. Why do you think I'm out here every Friday? Because I have nothing better to do? That's not the case. Heck, if I had nothing to do, I'd go to the movies all alone wearing flip-flops in the middle of the day. But that's never going to happen because I'm always too busy. But my point, guys, is although I'm an eBay fanboy, I'm a friend of sellers. I'm a seller. And when I see something that I feel is unfair to sellers, I will be the first person to speak up. So don't ever say that I'm a sellout or that I'm just too much of a fanboy, because being a fanboy is a good thing. I make money on eBay, but when I see something that is blatantly unfair and I don't think is right and it's hurting us, I will speak up, and I'm speaking up today with this business of them promoting our competition's items on listings that we're paying for. It's wrong and it's unfair. What can we do about it? Well, you guys can state what you think can be done about it in the comments below, in your opinions. So basically, guys, that's about it for now. I gave you a lot to digest today. I know a few of you guys are going to probably run and grab a shot of whiskey now and start downing it after you saw that your items that you're paying for have links below them to other eBayers who are selling the same item. I think it's freaking ridiculous. You know? I'm almost beyond words here. But one thing I do know for sure, I'm Crazy New York Driver and you're not. You are not Crazy New York Driver. I am. See you guys next week right here on the Crazy New York Driver Show. Hopefully by that time the glitch will be fixed with the eBay stores. I'm hoping it will. But as far as the other issue, man, I just don't know. I just don't know. See you guys. Rock on.